Okay, we're live. Let me just start this recording over here real quick. Thank you and welcome. Thanks for being here today. It's Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is Sunday, February the 25th. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and our daily lives to create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. So I want to thank you for hanging in there last week and coming back this week. I've moved to the Sacred Movement Arts Center in Texas, just outside of Austin. And so I'm going to be hosting events here. And last week we had a little bit of a schedule conflict. And I've just decided that moving forward on Sundays when we have events, we'll start the events at the end of this one so that there is minimal interruption to our weekly broadcasts. So I appreciate your patience as we work out the new schedule. Let's go ahead and just start with dropping into meditation. Let's come into our prayer and healing circle. Coming together in a circle, sitting side by side, with our hearts coming together in the center of the circle. Let this heart center in the center of your chest be like a funnel, and this funnel kind of like an eye, like a radar. And let this radar turn right to the center of our circle where our hearts can come together as one. And we call in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, and call on the essence of the one, the divine, the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, great spirit, and call on this essence. When we call, we ask for this light to fill the center of our circle. We turn our hearts to face this light where there is no other, only one. No duality, no multiplicity, no dichotomies, just one. Just one light. We face our hearts to that and let your heart center to be like the place that draws in your breath. So as your heart faces toward this light, let's begin to breathe in and out through the heart center. Breathing in. If it helps you, you can put your hands over your heart center. And it's a space in the center of your chest, just above your breast, above your cleavage space. Just put your hands over your heart there and begin to breathe in and out through this space in the heart center. And as you exhale, just relax and release and let all of this space become soft. And just let your heart relax and rest into a space of openness so that it can receive. And breathing in that essence of light into your heart center, straight into your heart. Letting that light enter in through your heart center and fill all of your chest space, all of your rib cage, your heart, your lungs. And as you exhale, just relax and release and let all of this space inside of you become soft. Let the breath be like the waves of the ocean and just carry out anything, any tension or obstructions or any of those barriers from the heart that sit inside the heart. Just let it carry those back out into the depths of the ocean. Return them to the deep waters. And again, as you inhale, draw in that essence of light into your heart center. Essence of light, that life force energy, that unconditional love, drawing this directly into your heart. And let your heart Be like the camel who has crossed the desert and is thirsty and ready to drink and drink and drink from this essence of light and unconditional love. Let your heart drink and take this in as deep as you can into your heart space, into your heart center. And as you exhale, relax, release, and soften, and just reset your compass so that this funnel at the center of your heart space is facing directly toward that light, that pouring of light into the center of our circle. And just tip that funnel of your heart up to catch that light into your funnel and let it stream into the center of your heart. This outpouring of light and unconditional love, the eternal compassion just flow right into the center of your heart. And invite your heart to drink and drink and drink and drink from this flow, this water of light and love. Never have too much. This is the water of truth. This is what connects us with the truth of who and what we are, with the reality of the existence, with our source, unconditional love and divine light. Just call that in. Let that flow into your heart center. Breathe it in deep, deep, deep into your heart space. And as you exhale, relax, release, let this space be soft. And let this pouring of this light and love just pour through that funnel into your heart center and fill all of the core of your body. Just let all of your core fill. Let this light and unconditional love pour into your body and just fill all of the space inside of you. And let every cell of your being be like that camel that has just crossed the desert and is thirsty, and invite every cell of your body to drink in this essence of unconditional love and divine light. Every cell has consciousness, every cell has memory, every cell has vibration, every cell is energy. And this essence of divine light and unconditional love is also energy, it's vibration, it's frequency. Let this vibration touch into every cell and invite every cell to resonate with this frequency of divine light and unconditional love. Let this infuse into all of your fluids and be circulated throughout all of your body, delivering this nourishment of unconditional love and divine light to every cell in every part of your body. And again, invite every cell in every part of your body to turn to face this essence of light and love as it moves throughout your body. Just like your heart center, the funnel at the center of your heart faces this light in the center of our circle. Invite every cell of your being to face this light as it streams into your body, and to touch into that your cells touch into that light. Let that light touch into your cells. Let your cells drink and drink. I invite you, if you come with a prayer on your heart that you'd like to offer for this prayer and healing circle, I invite you to place that into the center of our circle and just make your intention and place that intention into the center of our circle for today. Anything that you want around prayers for yourself, for your family, your loved ones, for your community, for our environment, our planet, for our world, for equality, for justice, for wisdom to be served, for the highest light to be served. Just invite you to offer that. Today, we're going to talk about how to find trust when life seems unfair. Because life, from the human standards, the human perspective, seems to think of fair as everybody has the same things and everybody, everything is balanced and equal. And, we wouldn't be human if we didn't see people who are hungry and who are hurting and feel sorrow and feel compassion. We're made that way. We're made to want for our brothers and sisters to have the things that we want for ourselves. And this is very much a part of being human. And sometimes this can get us tripped up in our own lives, in our ability to receive for ourselves, because sometimes it brings about feelings of guilt or feelings of lack or scarcity. It brings up fear, or maybe we feel it for ourselves if we're in a place of lack or scarcity or a place of fear around our own ability to make ends meet and to have what we need in order to sustain ourselves, our basic food and shelter. And we go through times of trial in this life, and whether it's feeling it for ourselves or witnessing it in the world and seeing children who are hungry, people who are starving, people who don't have homes, sometimes it gets really hard to stomach. And we just wonder, how can one person have so much, just be overflowing with material abundance and financial abundance and material comforts, and another person go hungry and not have a place to live? And and then we go back to that, geez, that if this person is going hungry, how can I receive in my life, and how can I graciously receive all that the universe wants to shower on me if I'm being graced with abundance in this moment? And how can I take more than I need to get by, right? And so it can really trip us up on that feeling, oh geez, I can't receive, and yet we are all one, and we are individual expressions of the one. We're here to reflect different facets of this jewel of oneness. And so if we've received financial or material abundance in your life, for example, your lesson may be in helping others, or it may be to receive for yourself and to learn to enjoy the material comforts in life and be okay with that. You may be here to learn how to seek love through absence of material comfort. So in other words, the struggles that you feel inside are here, maybe here to prompt you to turn to God, to source, and ask for what you need, and to learn that that source has for you what you need, and you're not alone. Maybe that you're here to receive. In other words, to say yes to the gifts that the universe is trying to give you. Our culture has a strong emphasis on the abundance mentality. We strive for material wealth and luxury, for financial freedom and independence. And, I think in I've gotten caught up in this at times myself, feeling like, okay, well, I got to make it, and I want to be successful, and I want to have the financial abundance, and I want to have all of the things that go along with it. And, I think it's natural that we get caught up in that sometimes, and then forget to really take in what it is that we've been given and what we do have. There's a divine plan for every life, from every being on this planet. And you've come here to do certain things, to learn certain things, to receive certain things, to give certain things, to be certain things in this grand cosmic puzzle. The universe needs for you to be that full expression of your puzzle piece, so that all of the puzzle pieces can fit together in perfection. But all the puzzle pieces are not created equally in terms, in one sense, we are created equally, in the sense of we've all been given a divine essence, and we're here to express some facet of that divine essence. But that expression that comes through your reflection of the divine may look different, and in fact, it will look different from any other expression, from any other facet of the divine. So, if you want to think of this life as a grand orchestra, the universe needs your instrument to play its tune at the perfect timing and rhythm and tempo and volume, so that the symphony can play its grand masterpiece, can produce its grand masterpiece. So, of course, the universe is going to, or God, whatever you want to call it, Spirit is going to give you exactly what you need in order to learn, to give, to receive, to do, to be what you are here for, so that that perfect orchestration can unfold, so that the perfect expression of the divine oneness can show itself, can teach us about the truth of what we are through the reflections of the many facets of its jewel. Right? We live in a world of multiplicity. This dense material world is a world of multiplicity. And so, it's natural to look at, and in fact, we're meant to look at all of these different facets and try to make sense of them. We're here to recognize the difference and to seek truth and unity through all of these contradictions that we see in the world. So what is it that trips us up? What is this that trips us up from the divine orchestration, from trusting in the divine orchestration? I just said it, it's trust, right? What keeps us from trusting is looking for answers outside of ourselves, comparing what we have and do to what the world tells us we're supposed to have and do, comparing what others around us have and do, especially those that we admire. We have role models in our lives and we think, okay, yeah, that looks like something that I want to have in my life. That's what attracts me in this life, and I want to try to strive for that, right? So we start seeking, and I'm not saying that we're here to just stay the same and be where we are and not ever strive, because we're made to want more. We're made to seek increase. That's natural. If you've ever heard of The Science of Getting Rich, Wallace Wattles talks about, he wrote The Science of Getting Rich back in like 1918, 1916, somewhere around there. But he talks about we are made for increase. But the question is, what is the kind of increase that your soul needs? What do you need from this material plane to have that increase for your soul? What Wattles talks about is about filling the space you're in. He talks about more than filling the space you're in. So instead of striving to being where you are and saying, oh, this isn't good enough, this isn't enough, I want more, and striving to be somewhere else, what he talks about is holding that vision for what you feel inspired toward, and being in gratitude for everything that you have in the moment, right where you are, and doing everything that you can do and being everything that you can be and learning everything that you can learn from right where you are, so that you completely fill the space you're in, so that your cosmic puzzle piece will completely fill out its space. And you can have everything and be everything and do everything and learn everything from right where you are, and expand yourself to the fullest, so that you begin to more than fill that space you're in. You exceed what that space you are in allows you to be there. And then that natural progression of the laws of the universe, well, the universe will begin to move you into a more expansive space, a space where you can expand fuller. So you're holding a vision and holding a hope, if you will. You're holding a trust and a faith, but you're doing everything that you can from where you are with impeccability, with perfection, with gratitude. You know, it's the best we can. I mean, in humans, we get tripped up on that word perfection too, right? We don't want to get so perfect that, you know, that's where we start judging ourselves and beating ourselves up for not being perfect, right? We don't want to get there. We just want to do everything that we can in a way that is compassionate, loving, and forgiving of ourselves, and gives us what we need in the moment, so that we can then be naturally propelled into that next state of our process of evolution. So if we sit where we are and say, well, I don't have what I need, and I fear, you know, I'm going to sit in the fear of not having enough, that fear of scarcity, that fear of lack, and wish for more, then we start skipping steps, right? We skip the steps. And we're here for a reason, right? You're where you are for a reason. And the universe wants to give you something from that space. So receive fully from right where you are, and the universe will naturally move you when you're ready to that next place of growth, of change, of abundance. That cosmic puzzle is alive. It's growing, it's changing. And our puzzle pieces, when they fill their space in the cosmic puzzle, the puzzle will shift around us and make space for that next evolution. Or maybe we'll be shifted to a parallel puzzle reality somewhere and begin a new set of experiences. But the key is to trust in where you are and be all you can be from where you are. And be careful about getting tripped up to compare yourself to others or look outside of yourself to define what your reality should be. No one can know that for you. That is between you and God, and that's all. So if you have excess, give from a generous heart, but not from guilt. And before, you know, I think that even like people who, and I say this from my own experience, receive a lot, but can't really receive it. Like, excuse me, in other words, the universe is giving, but there is that feeling of not worthy to receive, not worthy to have. How can I have this when other people are struggling? So we want to give it away without actually receiving it. We want to help others before we help ourselves. We're meant to receive fully with gratitude, to really take it in, and then let ourselves overflow with gratitude, overflow from the receiving, and then give from that overflowing. But we have to receive first. So in any case, to receive, to take fully, to be fully, and then to be in gratitude, and to let ourselves overflow and give from the overflowing. And also be moved from that expansion, from that overflowing. So let's drop back in to the meditation. If this is taking you out of that meditative space, we come back into the meditation, and let's just take a minute as we Again, call on that essence of the one in the name of the one, the most merciful, the ever compassionate, that essence, that source of divine light, that source of unconditional love, that eternal compassion, the most generous, the divine orchestrator, the divine orchestra leader, who expresses itself through the many facets of its jewels, which we all reflect. We call on that light. We call on that source of truth, source of perfection. And again, let yourself breathe in through your heart center. Turn that funnel at the center of your heart, like the radar, to lock in, to face that light and lock in on that beam of light, just like a radar. Let that funnel at the front of your chest just tip up, and let that light and that water of unconditional love flow right into your heart center, filling your heart space with that essence of light and unconditional love, letting that touch right into the center part of your heart. And if any of this has resonated for you today, if perhaps you resonate with a fear of not having enough, there's something that the universe wants to give you through that experience. So let this light, with all of its wisdom and this unconditional love with its compassion and perfection, let this flow right into that place of yearning in your heart. Allow it to bring its wisdom in and give you what it wants to give you in this moment. Let that come in, let it breathe into you, let it pour into your heart. And if you've been in that place of universe giving you of financial and material abundance, but not able to receive it for whatever reason, let yourself set your intention to receive fully and completely into every cell of your being the gifts from the divine. Before we can care for others, we have to fully receive for ourselves. There's a saying, if you want to be generous, it's good to be rich. So let yourself be filled with the richness and the beauty from this divine. Let that fill your heart center. And breathing in that essence of light and love and compassion. And if there is a part of you that is feeling that sense of unfairness, whether it's unfairness for yourself or unfairness for others that don't have as much as you, I invite you to ask this essence of light, the wisdom, as it streams into you, to teach you about divine perfection, about trust. And let yourself, with each breath, draw that essence of light into the center of your heart, especially if your heart feels that little pain of that little discomfort from any of this. Let your breath draw that light right into that point of discomfort in the center of your heart, or wherever that may be for you, wherever you feel that in your body. Let this be breathed right into that space. Let it stream right into that space. And I invite you to take a big, full, gentle breath, inhaling that in. And as you exhale, let your your conscious body really drop into your physical space. Drop into your physical space and invite your being to just relax into your space. Feel yourself, your energy body, just your conscious body just clunk into your physical vessel. And really feel the support of the earth beneath you, of gravity holding you into this space, and whatever is beneath you supporting you in this space. And feel yourself connecting in with the earth and knowing that you are held in the hands of the divine. You are never separate. You are held. You are cared for. And with the help of this divine essence, let yourself rest into that trust. We're taught through duality, multiplicity, through the multifaceted reflections of the multifaceted jewels of life. And let me just say this way, the opposite of abundance is scarcity. The opposite of scarcity is abundance. So it's hard to have abundance in our lives, or a sense of abundance. It kind of implies a striving from a place of not enough. In Sufism, which is what I've studied for the last 20 years, we're taught to find the oneness through the dichotomies. We're taught to recognize the bad, the good, and the perfection. To know that God is all encompassing, and that there is only one, and that we can know God in the good, God in the bad, but there is only one, and it is perfection. So the expression of this, where it comes to abundance and scarcity, is sufficiency, which I've talked about a lot since starting this community for conscious living. Sufficiency is that place where, when we drop into that sense of trust and belief, knowing that we are provided for exactly as is needed for us in any moment, for us to be here and do what we're here to do and fulfill what we're here to fulfill, receive what we're here to receive. We're given everything that we need in perfection. There is sufficiency in every moment. And when we can trust in that sufficiency and rest into that space of trust, this brings contentment. Contentment for the heart and for the soul. It doesn't mean that we'll stay stuck. Sometimes we don't want to just settle. We don't want to just be content because we're afraid that means settling, which then equates to staying stuck. This is not about staying stuck and settling. This is about trusting in the perfection. And just like with that orchestra, there's a perfect timing, a perfect tempo, a perfect rhythm, a perfect beat, that we're in perfect harmony, that's going to produce the masterpiece that the master orchestrator wants to produce in this existence. So this is about trusting and resting and being and knowing that there is sufficiency, finding that contentment in knowing that there is sufficiency for you to do what you are here to do and receive what you're here to receive and give what you're here to give, learn what you're here to learn, and be who you're here to be. This gives that inner peace, that freedom, and it comes from trust in the divine perfection. So as you inhale that in, if you feel any place in you that is not in trust, not in contentment, let yourself breathe this essence of light and unconditional love and this eternal compassion right into that space of discomfort. the discomfort that we feel or the emotions that come up for us, these are just the way that the body speaks to us, that teaches us about where we need light, where we need to receive divine truth, how we can receive through these physical vessels in a way that will feed our souls and contribute to the evolution of our souls on this journey that we're on. So drop, as with your next breath, just breathe that essence in, and as you exhale, relax and release, and just let yourself drop even deeper, like layer deeper into your heart. And let yourself rest into space of sufficiency. Trust in sufficiency. Finding freedom from fear and resting in the contentment that comes with trust. As you drop deeper and deeper and deeper into your heart, you get farther and farther and farther away from the fears of the ego, the fears that are held in the ego. So trust that and let yourself, with each breath, just drop a layer deeper into your heart. Rest into this ocean of truth, this ocean of unconditional love, this ocean of perfection. And know that you are completely provided for. You're completely held. You are completely cared for. Rest in that contentment. And from this space, just let your heart feel gratitude for what you have. And that may pick one thing specific that you can think of, that you can feel gratitude for, and let yourself feel that from that center of your heart. Let your heart like just explode with gratitude for one thing. Just let that gratitude open your heart and let it carry you even deeper into the depths of the ocean inside your heart. A way to travel to the ocean of the divine, that true oneness, is through the heart center. It takes you farther away from the reflections that we witness through our ego selves and deeper into that ocean of oneness, like going to the center of that jewel where there is only light, and that way to get there is through traveling through your heart center. And let yourself drop deeper and deeper and deeper. And let your consciousness, the consciousness of your mind and of your body, your cellular knowing, let this drink in the wisdom of whatever you are experiencing, whatever wisdom you're gleaning from this space. So invite your consciousness to take this in. Let it become part of your conscious knowing. Let it transform your conscious knowing to be more aligned with the divine reality. This is not a meditation we come back from. This is a meditation that we allow to transform the consciousness. And then as we move forward, we ground right into this space with this knowing becoming conscious. And then we walk through the rest of our day from this space, can live in this space of connection, of conscious awareness of this divine essence, of this divine reality, and walk in the world in this way. So I invite you to take another full, gentle breath all the way into your belly. Settle into your body. Showing up for the divine and saying yes. Put your feet on the floor. Stretch out your feet and your toes. Feel your consciousness all the way into the bottoms of your feet and into your toenails. Let it ground you all the way into the earth as this divine being that you are. Walk on the earth in this way. And we are meant to live in connection and harmony with each other and the earth. In fact, this is imperative to having a healthy body and a peaceful planet. So I pray that we be the clean mirrors to reflect divine light, the clear vessels for divine love and beauty, divine light and compassion, to spread the peace in the world. And with that, I'm going to stop the video broadcast. And if you're on the video broadcast and you'd like to join us on a phone for conversation, you can go to joyfullylivingwellness.com and click on the community. Click on the community tab. And there is a place there where you can either type in a comment and listen to the audio, or you can there's a phone number there if you want to dial in, and we'll open for conversation. But I'm going to go ahead and stop the video at this time. Thank you for joining us. I hope you'll be back with us next week at this time. It's 10 o'clock Eastern time on Sunday mornings. Thanks a bunch.